was about the 80s, the sexy 80s. I didn't know at the time that this was going to become probably Ferrari's most famous, iconic car. It was about excess, far too much money, shoulder pads, big air. It arrived at the right time with this car, and so consequently there was a waiting list, 5 years, not unusual. It was extremely popular, every single one was sold. I've had so many perks in my Ferrari career, and one particular story was I had to go down from Yorkshire down to Maranello concessionaires in Egham in Surrey to collect our demonstrator, the second car in the country, the second Testarossa to hit these shores. I will quite often say to my boss, is it okay if I do this or do that? And my boss said every time, use your initiative, John, just do what you think. Okay, so that's what I did, and I was sent down to Maranello in Egham in Surrey to collect our demonstrator, the second one in the country. And as it happened, coincidentally, the Ferrari Owners Club were doing a track day at Silverstone. So using my initiative, I thought it'd be a great idea to drop in at Silverstone and take my clients, the dealer clients, around Silverstone in this Testarossa to demonstrate how good it was. Now the boss of Ferrari was there and rang my boss up and said that this guy of yours is taking people around Silverstone in the car. And he was quite upset at this. And when I returned back to Yorkshire with the car, I hadn't scratched it, it was perfectly in order, and it was our demonstrator. And my boss just asked me, why did you do that? And I said, well, because no one had seen this car. The concessionaires had the first one, we had the second one, and I felt it was a good opportunity to show it off to our clients. And by the end of the day, we had actually sold 6 cars. You know, this car is one of the few cars that is keeping a secret. It's a touring car, so we don't want a lot of noise, do we? But if you had to put a sports exhaust system on a flat 12 Ferrari Testarossa, the noise is amazing. It will make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It is said that there is an employee at Ferrari whose sole job is to make the noise perfect. When you buy a standard Testarossa, you hear this muffled, horrible noise. But when you put a sports exhaust system on it, that's the noise. That's the noise that engine should make. It's amazing. When I first saw the Testarossa, I wasn't a fan. I haven't been a fan. I've had cars on tracks and it's run out of brakes and it's not very fast and it rolls, but it isn't about that. This car is an 80s icon. The 80s was a crazy decade, and that's a crazy car. I think we're quite lucky to have had the Testarossa in the 80s. Call me biased if you want, I'm very much a Ferrari man. 4 decades was a Ferrari man. But when I look back on the 80s, I don't remember any other manufacturer making such an iconic car that absolutely represented the 80s as the Testarossa does. I'm quite warm to it now. I quite enjoy a Testarossa. We get involved with finding cars for clients. And you know, the conversation always is that I remember Miami Vice, I remember the 80s, and I'm buying a Testarossa. And that reminds us all of those times. It was a special time.